Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game. It's Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
And that's it. And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. Always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. That has been cut short. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Yeah, Thibaut Courtois. He's a huge presence between the sticks, and that's not just because he's 6'6", Peter. He's got great reflexes, wonderful positioning, and he's a strong defensive leader. I think opposition defences will also need to watch out for his long throws. They're quick, they're accurate, and a source of many a good counter-attack.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. Strong running down that left flank. Can he get on the end of this? He's shifting through the gears here. And that is going out for a goal kick. He's had it taken off him. Figo. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Lahm got a long way forward to join the attack. Vardiol. Portugal are enjoying more and more possession, but very few chances up to now. Figo. McTominay. Chouameni. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
And it's McTominay. Bruno Fernandes. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well, that's beautifully weighted. Ferdinand, always a very imposing presence at the back. McTominay. To Lahm. Gullit. Just no time to dwell on the ball there. Great vision. Now it's Figo. Figo going face-to-face with his great rival.
Well, this is intriguing.
McTominay looking to pass their way up the pitch. And the pass is intercepted. And it's Lahm. Oh, he's found support out wide. Oh, that's a foul. Which side of the line is that? No, the referee's judged that the offence took place outside the area. Nuno Mendes has been shown a yellow card for that offence, just to confirm. Well, this may not be the kindest angle for a direct hit. So who is the target now? He's having a look at what's available. Figo produces a cross. And he's taking no chances there. Vardiol. Ferdinand. And here's Figo. Figo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Lahm. Oh, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Lahm receives it in a wide... A header! And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. And it's Hullet. Where it came from. Lam takes aim and crosses. Romero, and it's Timber. Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, really?
Bruno Fernandes! Figo. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Bruno Fernandes. And here's Haaland. Oh, good read. There's no such thing as a bad time to score, but this would sure be a good time. Pull it. Courtois claims it without any fuss. Lam is one whose deliveries we all know about. It's a good ball out wide. Cross into the box. Oh, good climb! And again, that is frustrating.
Portugal really can do themselves a massive favour by making good use of this spell now.
Hullet is onto it in a flash. Gravenberg. Bruno Fernandes. Timber. Can he get it through? And it's Bruno Fernandes. McTominay. Now it's Hullet. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
So a temporary halt to the action. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Yeah, they've probed away steadily and would appear to have found a weak link down their right-hand side.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. And here is the first touch of the second half. Both sides defensively robust up to now. Romero. And Mendes. And it's Rice. That's a good run down the left. Chouameni. Van Dijk kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Nuno Mendes. Thuram. He's got plenty of space out wide here. That's good play. Figo. Now it's Hullet. Oh, that looks a good ball through. He's got away. Bruno Fernandes with the clearance. Haaland absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Lahm.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Ibrahimovic under intense pressure.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the process, Peter.
Deftly away. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Quarter of an hour into the second half. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Driven in. Impressive jump! Smashing delivery, just didn't do enough with it.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
I think both teams can help themselves massively with better movement up front.
And pull it! That was superb goalkeeping.
Bullet really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Getting up there! And it's in! Picked that one out. It was a bullet.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
First breakthrough.
Look, experienced voices need to be heard now, along with good purpose and urgency, and they can get right back into this. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Bruno Fernandes. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
And he's picked out the run. Ibrahimovic! It's anyone's ball now. Van Dijk getting this one clear. Cross goes in there. Defending was strong and firm. Vardiol. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Peter, they're leaving nobody guessing now. This is a decisive attempt to go further in front.
Nuno Mendes. In with the challenge. Now it's Tura. Half an hour gone in the second half.
Chelsea really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
And again, he's sorted that out terrifically. And it's Rice. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. Well, that's a booking. Always looked it.
Substituição para Portugal. Número
The
14.
two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Número 20.
And he's quick to return it.
Vão dar os seus lugares a
The two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0.
Número 13. Está a acontecer uma
Well, there is a
substituição.
look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
No, not quite on the same wavelength. Still just that single goal and we are nearly done. Well, that's been cut out, well played. Koundé. Just 5 minutes remaining now. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. And he was alert to it.
Portugal nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Matheus Cunha, and it's Vitinha. And he welcomes it in. He is through here. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Chelsea have it back and can go again. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Now, can they get him away? And he's picked it up out wide. That's that, the end. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. Ibrahimovic picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
A set piece won the day, Peter. In this time of added focus on those opportunities, there has been a real upgrade in set play class. We've just seen another fine example.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So things are underway. Haaland receives it in a wide position, distributed tidily. Mendes does well to get it back. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. He's just about unbeatable in every department, Peter. He's strong, he's quick, he's totally dominant in the air, and what's more, he seems to really love a tussle. His passing's good too, and he never seems to lose it in important areas. I'd expect this team to notch up a lot of clean sheets with him on board.
No, shot goal! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Defending of the desperate variety. And now a sudden chance to counter. Stood up well to him there. Chouameni. Lam, can he get on the end of this? Bigo picks it up out wide. Lam made a surge from full-back, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Now it's Rice, and that pass just didn't quite work. Ibrahimovic is onto it in a flash. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. And here's Haaland, he's having a shot! It's in! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Chelsea have penetrated for the first time.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Now that's well seen too. He's found a way through. Thuram! Goal! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. You don't keep those outs. He knew, he just knew.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Chelsea are doing very nicely, thank you.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
It's their second corner of the game. Bigo goes short. Shoots! It's a loose ball. Corner number 3 coming up. Van Dijk getting this one clear. Bruno Fernandes. Chelsea have the chance to go the other way. Gullit going after that.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
McTominay. Bigo going face-to-face with his great rival. And it's McTominay. This looks promising. Shot, surely! And that's a tiny finish. And they are dragging it back. Game on again. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now, all of a sudden, it seems the belief is back.
Can he latch on to this? He is through here. Now it's Gullit. And this is Figo. Oh, well played. Bruno Fernandes.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And that little bit of skill has got him away. Van Dijk did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Oh, sweet feet. The cutback and a header! Oh, it's fallen loose again! And he hits the net! A two-goal lead and they're firmly in control. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
So the lead now is 2.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
And that has left him in a heap. Tchouaméni. Bruno Fernandes.
Vamos ter 3 minutos de
That was
compensação.
very necessary. Ferdinand. And this is Gullit. Portugal have reclaimed it. Good take, and is he in? Bruno Fernandes knocks it into space. And it's half-time. Oh, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon.
Caros espectadores, o consumo de bebidas alcoólicas é apenas permitido nas zonas indicadas neste mapa. Muito obrigado pela vossa compreensão.
And here is the first touch of the second half.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Bruno Fernandes. And Mendes. And it's Gravenberch. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Oh, they could break here. Vardiol. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Tchouaméni.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And here's Haaland. That's a throw. Romero. Van Dijk. And it's Mendes. Ibrahimovic looking in every way a marked man at the moment.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Now, can they get him away? And he's managed to get free. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Pull it. Lahm. Lahm plays it in. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner.
Está a acontecer uma substituição.
Portugal get their fourth corner. Cleared without hesitation. He's free, he has got space.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And this is Hullet, and it's Figo. Figo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Well, that pass isn't the best.
McTominay really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Pass is coming off in quick succession here. It's a promising position. Deflected behind for a corner kick. They're up to 5 corners now.
Substituição para Portugal. Número 15. Número 22. Vão dar os seus lugares a número 14.
Figo with the short one.
Número 19.
Oh, that's neat.
Substituição.
And he's picked it up out wide. Pings it across. And he's taking no chances there. Portugal still have the cards to affect this game. Now it's Mbappe. He's under a lot of pressure there. Oh, good determined running there, but one back by the defence.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat then. He just took on one too many.
Figo. Bellingham. João Neves.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And he welcomes it in. And he cuts out the supply. Tchouaméni. This is a promising build-up. And it's Hullet. Hullet proves just a little bit too strong. Some of them aren't happy with that challenge and they're getting involved. Steady. So, power or guile, what's it going to be? This then, an ideal chance to cut the deficit. Oh, cracking ball. He's had a shot! Ibrahimovic! It could only be him! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Yeah, it tempted and teased the keeper into thinking he could get to it, but it just eased away to catch the inside of the post.
Just one in it now.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
And the finish! And he's stuck it away! That was easy, almost too easy.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
Chelsea go up by 2 and are looking good.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to get that 2-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive.
Now it's Hullet. Ah, he's given it away. Just 5 minutes left. Matheus Cunha, good driving run. Aim forwards. Bellingham threads one in. And Burmo gets into a good position. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Šeško looking to play him in. Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Šeško, and now the breakaway. Now it's Mbappe. Space for him to turn and look. He has found the way through, and he's being shifted off it. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. And that's it. Portugal perhaps ended up out of ideas and out of steam. Some warm applause and acknowledgement of the effort put in by the players, but that does not hide the overall disappointment. What are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
One-sided and only one winner, Peter. The players didn't show enough togetherness and it was weak throughout.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. And I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
The pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're very much on the way now. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well Peter, Aurelien Tchouameni is someone I see as being a real tour de force in that midfield. He's a tireless worker. I've heard so many people say he's just a nightmare to try and get away from. A real destroyer whose abilities on the counter-press are very potent.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. And it's Timber. Timber is very much the model of the modern-day fullback. Ferdinand was in no mood for any of that. Gullit is onto this. Lahm. Cross deflected behind for a corner.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Figo with the short one. And it's Lahm. Now it's Figo. Oh, sweet feet. Aimed at the far side. Shapes to shoot! Good effort first time.
Eze really had a decent crack at that. It was a full-blooded effort.
Bruno Fernandes. It's a really well-measured ball. Now it's Figo. Now it's Gullit. And it's Figo. Mendes wins the duel this time. Still goalless. Haaland! Tchouameni attempts a clearance. Spread to the right. Now it's Gullit. Now it's Figo. Bops him off it and wins back the ball.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Tchouameni. Lahm is always looking to play quality balls. Nuno Mendes. Knocks it into space. Courtois claims comfortably. Figo. Bruno Fernandes. Lahm concedes a free kick for that. And that's going to be a booking. And it's Rice. Rice shoots! Tchouameni is there and he can get that clear. That has been knocked clear. Portugal have the chance to go the other way. He just refused to budge, and he's got his way. Tries to play it through. That's been cut out, well played. McTominay. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Tries to pass it through. He's got plenty of space out wide here, and he's managed to get free. Gullit is flagged offside. Saliba. Gravenberg. He's going to be disappointed with that. Bruno Fernandes.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Can he latch on to this? Space for him to turn and look. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Gravenberg. Rice. Rice charging forward, the ball at his feet. And he's there to belt it away. Oh, shooting chance! Tried the volley, but no.
Listen, I'm not sure he had to go at that first time, but at least he showed some good confidence.
Milan. Now McTominay. Nice looking ball. And he's intervened well there. Bruno Fernandes. Timber. And here's Haaland. McTominay. Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. And the referee says that is that for the first half. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. So, nothing to report so far on the goals front.
Yeah, 0-0, but definitely not from the want of trying. There's been plenty of industry and hard work, as well as some good defending, so I wouldn't be too dismissive just yet.
So, at the halfway stage, we still have deadlock, the score 0-0. So off we go again.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
That's the throw. Pull it. And it's Tchouaméni. Van Dijk. Guardiola. Tchouaméni. Back where it came from. He's found space here. That's a risk. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He is through here. And it's Eze. He's a sharp little ball here. And it's made its way to him. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Bruno, he's having a pop! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
Bruno Fernandes really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
It's their second corner of the game. Van Dijk tries to clear. Oh, that's neat. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Ibrahimovic is being harried and hassled.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the process, Peter.
Can he get it through? Big chance! And he should have made them pay.
Thuram has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Está a acontecer uma substituição.
Chelsea choosing to make the first change. Well, there's going to be a major shake-up in the attack here.
It's a bold move. The manager's made his intentions pretty clear. He's going for this.
Lam. And this is Hullet. He's in plenty of space here. Terrific effort! Firm header just off target.
He did so well there. It's just a shame about the accuracy.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. That's beautifully... He's having a hit! Oh, the ball's run loose, and the keeper couldn't hold it. Now, who's going to be first to this? Looking for and a chance! And there's a goal!
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Substituição para Portugal. Número 22.
The two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Número 21.
Chelsea have fired themselves in front.
Look, you can't deny that it's a blow, but this game is far from unsalvageable.
An instinctive delivery.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Cleared without hesitation. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. And here's Mbappe. And that's another good win of the ball. Mbappe. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Nice sequence of passes, this.
Portugal really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
No, that's been intercepted. Bellingham. And it's Ibrahimovic. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Ibrahimovic. Haaland. Timber running with the ball. Well, that's beautifully weighted. And that's a chance! It's a goal! And that should do it! Within sight of the finish line. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Chelsea are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
Oh, this looks sharp. Oh, easy pickings there. Not too much more here than seeing out time, and time is very nearly seen out. Mbappe going forward. Ferdinand promptly onto that, and that is that. And here's Ibrahimovic. Timber. Portugal have reclaimed it. Bellingham venturing down the left. Šeško. Ferdinand kept his eye on it, and he's there. Well read, nice interception. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Oh, that's a key interception. Ibrahimovic might just make this. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Portugal were a team not short on effort, but ultimately they were found wanting when it mattered. That is simply not how you go about winning. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, Peter, I really couldn't see what this team was trying to achieve, whether it's the manager's message not getting through or not having the right players in the right positions. It all looked a bit lost.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game. It's Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Things already rolling. Saliba cuts out the pass, and they can counter here. Now it's Haaland, and here's Bruno Fernandes. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Peter, this guy Eze is always someone I've kept an eye on. A player who broke through as a left winger initially, but also has the intelligence, the vision required of a number 10, and he combines those roles very well, drifting in from the left, getting on the end of balls, and he takes it from there.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Roberto Carlos. Timber does really well to win the ball there. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
It has been a rather gentle affair so far. Rice. Oh, nice one too, very nice. Rice! Oh, it's come loose. Now the ball in. Van Dijk getting this one clear. Portugal still without a single shot on target. Vardiol. Collar might just make this.
Chelsea definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
And that is a little undercooked. Lam is looking to influence the game from out wide. Played out to the left flank. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. It's a searching pass. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Romero. And it's Timber. Gravenberg. Eze. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Gives it back.
Modern football for you and all that pressing.
Rice. And Gravenberg. Now looking to orchestrate a counter, and he's picked out the run. Roberto Carlos. Chouameni. Eze. And it's Ibrahimovic. Now it's Thuram. Not the most accurate pass. Eze. Front-footed pressing going on here. Vardiol. And it's Ibrahimovic. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Roberto Carlos. Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Saliba spots it and intercepts. And that pass just didn't quite work. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Eze. Thuram. Bruno Fernandes. And here's Thuram. He might... Oh, he's having a go! Top class from Thuram! He's got himself an absolute peach. On the cusp of half-time, he delivers with perfect timing. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
And a chance! Oh, that's close, and that will be the last of it. It's half-time. Portugal are still behind then, despite looking for all the world like they'd pulled level. Portugal come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. So right back into the action.
Well, I think in these circumstances it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Throw in. Vardiol. And it's Tchouaméni. Ferdinand, always a very imposing presence at the back. Some good work on the right flank here. In towards the... Terrific effort! Firm header just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
Gravenberg. Van Dijk gets across to intercept that. Ibrahimovic chasing after it. Gravenberg. Eze. Tchouaméni. Well, played right into his path. Oh, that's fabulous. Looking to play him in. And the shot! And that's in.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now. Well, Peter, they're trying to claim offside here, but this stinks of desperation to me. They know they've got it wrong.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing. Mission 1 has been accomplished, so why not continue with the same approach?
Roberto Carlos. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Gravenberg. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game-changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
And here's Ibrahimovic. And this is Roberto Carlos. Bruno Fernandes. Timber. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Roberto Carlos venturing down the left. Ibrahimovic needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
And it's McTominay. Looking for options for movement. Haaland was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Well, that pass isn't the best. Now it's Haaland. Bruno Fernandes. Haaland unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And it's Eze. And this is Ibrahimovic. There's the shot! Goal! Portugal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Just the sort of forward pass he's been looking for. Very telling.
Substituição para Portugal. Número 15.
So we have movement on both benches.
Roberto Carlos.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it. Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Vitinha. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Can he get on the end of this? It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store. They've got to make this nice and quick.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Matheus Cunha, and that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Nicked it back promptly. Chouameni. And it's DiMarco. Now the cross.
Oh, how that cross missed everyone is an absolute mystery to me. It warranted a finishing touch.
Nuno Mendes. Portugal moments now away from seeing this one out. Šeško.
Chelsea really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
That's an imaginative pass. And the pass is intercepted. Nuno Mendes.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
And that will be the final act. Portugal have done it with iron, with pragmatism, the sort you expect from a team like this. Admirable, enjoyable, and look how they reacted to that initial setback. Ibrahimovic picking up the Man of the Match award, and those... Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Things already rolling. Over to the right flank. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Can he latch on to this? Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, this team has a great engine room in the shape of this guy, Tchouaméni. The Frenchman being a robust, relentless pressing machine who also excels in ball retention and recycling. I noticed he's surprisingly good at progressing play when on the ball too. Keep watching him.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much.
Vardiol.
Portugal, without doubt, seeing more of the ball and looking to turn it now into something meaningful. Lahm. Oh, that's a great run he's made from deep. Chooses to go cross-field, and it's Roberto Carlos. That's good play. Roberto Carlos swings in across, and that has been cleared. Oh, that's neat. Lahm proves just a little bit too strong.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
And this is Ibrahimovic. Oh, that's a fine challenge. And he's chosen to go back.
Modern football for you and all that pressing.
Nice bit of skill, and he's away. And he's gone looking for safety. Ferdinand, always a very imposing presence at the back. Great vision. Eze has it in a wide position. Flashes it across. And a header! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Mendes clears it away.
Timber.
That's a lovely, neat pass. And he's intervened well there. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Roberto Carlos. To Lahm. He's got away. He's being urged to shoot.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Now it's Haaland. Haaland! It's there! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Chelsea are in front now, the game's only goal.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Van Dijk is there to clear. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him. It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
McTominay. Now here's the delivery. Oh, great leap! Firm header, just off target.
That's a great attempt, although he clearly feels he should have done better with it.
Chouameni promptly onto that, and that is that. McTominay, and it's Chouameni. Rice, and the pass is intercepted. And it's Eze. Opts for safety. Ferdinand.
Guardiola.
It's Roberto Carlos. Timber producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Lam is one of the key... And that is the end of the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Portugal trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. So right back into the action.
Portugal can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
McTominay. Gravenberg. Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Haaland. Chelsea disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. Just eases him off the ball. Looking for a runner. That has not gone well. Eze. Ibrahimovic. Chance, surely! Rice. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Tries to pass it through. Now it's Thuram. Oh, that was vital. Guardiola clears without hesitation. He's looking wide. Ibrahimovic currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't...
Takes a shot! And it's in! They have come roaring back!
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely... And the shot! And that is doing no harm at all.
Yeah, that was a fantastic run, and it showed how brilliantly energetic he is.
Está a acontecer uma substituição.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Two fresh faces and both in the front line.
It's a bold move. The manager's made his intentions pretty clear. He's going for this.
And that has left him in a heap.
Well, I'm hoping for a nice open second half now. It's there to be won.
Now it's Mbappe. He's in a great position here. Guardiola did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Rice. Eze. Now he's got space here. He can run onto that. And he's managed to get rid. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench? Oh, that's a cracking ball. Too quick for defence and keeper.
Rice. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
McTominay. Ferdinand. There's a searching pass. Chouameni finds himself offside.
Substituição para
Two
Portugal.
coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Sai e vai entrar para o seu lugar com o número 24. Está a proceder-se a uma
Well, that was well
substituição.
positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Mendes drives forward on the overlap. Cross deflected behind for a corner.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Portugal are looking to go forward now. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Gravenberg. Looking to play him in. Decent chance! And that's a real chance missed.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
He's had it taken off him. Tries to play it through. Can he get onto this? Ah, such a clever touch. Neither of these two want to come off second best.
Now then, clash of the egos.
Referee's had a good look and given a corner.
Substituição para Portugal. Número 15. Abandona o relvado e vai entrar com o número 2.
Sane is flagged offside.
Portugal really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Well, they've got it again. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
And it's Lam. Bruno Guimaraes is onto this. And that should get the job done. Oh, there's a probing ball. Passing is crisp and sharp. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Chelsea clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Oh, can he get onto this? Tries to get it clear. Bruno Guimaraes. Played out wide. In towards the backs. Towering header!
4 minutos de compensação.
Gravenberg. That's a sharp pass. And it's made its way to him. Gravenberg. And it's Timber. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
So 90 minutes have come and gone, it's going to be extra time. So still inseparable. What are you thinking, Jim?
Well, we can only hope we get an extra time contest of similar ambition, provided fatigue doesn't begin to play a part.
So no winner at full time, we will be going the distance.
Substituição para Portugal. Número 9, Roberto Carlos.
Stern test this for the endurance, for the character of the players as we head into extra time. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Brilliantly cut out. Vitinha. So what can they make of this? Koundé. Vitinha. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. That pass has been well intercepted. Alexander-Arnold. Vitinha. And it's Koundé. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Alexander-Arnold. Collier. Vitinha. Here's Matheus Cunha. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Driven in. And here comes the corner.
Substituição para Portugal.
Corner number 2 then.
Abandona o relvado e vai entrar com o número 7.
Alexander-Arnold goes short. And he's whipped it across. And he's cut it out. And now a sudden chance to counter. So that was it, the first period of extra time. Well, nobody wants to settle for this, of course, but everyone is running nigh on empty. Is there going to be a moment to win it?
Substituição para Portugal. Número 4.
Exhaustion, physical and mental. Will we find a winner?
Número 3.
They have given it everything. It's been gruelling. But who will be standing at the very end? Mbappe! And the finish! Oh no, that could be a costly miss. Chelsea have their second corner now. Well, there's the clearance. That's destined for the flank. And here's Vitinha. That's going to go a long way. Saliba. And it's Vitinha. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Nice sequence of passes. And he shoots! Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it?
Šeško really played that return ball to perfection there, Peter. He knew the exchange was on and he put it on a plate for his teammate. That was just gorgeous.
Chelsea now on the verge of victory. Oh, good climb! Same attempt, same outcome. It threatens little.
Yeah, nothing overly wrong with the way the ball's been played in. They just need to make it count.
Bruno Guimaraes pinches it off him. The ball has bounced loose now. So that's it. It is all over. A game of margins, of thrills, the sort of game that is a great advertisement for our sport. Sad in a way that somebody had to lose. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, it's got to be said, Peter, it's a day to forget for the players at the heart of a defence who were just getting beaten way too easily on so many occasions. But I think the manager, too, has to take responsibility for his failure to stop the leaks.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.